Stories told with pure intention. Every voice gets full attention. Building trust without contention. Stronger through our connection. From La Videa to the diaspora. No gimmicks, just real data. Transparency is our mantra. Shining bright like an aurora. We are the voice you can believe in. Through the airwaves we keep giving. Day and night.
Again, I'm your host. My name is Derek Yale, and let's get started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Liberia Radio and Television Network. My name is Derek Yale, and I will be playing host tonight on the 5th episode of Season 8 of The Hard Zone. If this is your first time joining us, The Hard Zone is an opinion-based talk show where we feature a team of panelists from different political institutions, different political persuasion. And here on The Hard Zone, there's no gimmick, no fluff, just real talk. And the Liberia Radio and Television Network is a local media institution right here in Northeast Philadelphia, where we do our broadcasting and podcast from. We have our office open in Liberia for business, and also we have our website that we publish resources from different network, different media institutions in Liberia and the diaspora. So make sure you check us out on our website, lrtn.net. And for this program, we're streaming it live on YouTube, the Liberia Radio and Television Network, on Facebook, LRTN Live, and on Instagram, LRTN_231. And the Hard Zone tonight will feature some of the biggest news in Liberia, that of the President of Liberia delivering his State of the Nation address. That is the SONAN, and all of the reactions on it. The opposition's Black has been reacting to the president delivering his State of the Nation address, where he claimed to have created 70,000 new jobs, and also boasting of the economy growing by 5.1%. So we will have our panelists on very shortly to give you their reactions of that or development coming out of Liberia, and also here from the United States. The President Donald Trump has been very hard on immigration policies and restrictions. And we see recently that he included Liberia in one of the immigration policies that ban immigrant visas to the United States. All other visas remain active, but immigration visa to the United States, President Donald Trump administration put a pause to it as of now. So this is the two hottest topic that we have on our agenda tonight. Make sure you're following us, and please share this program on your social media pages so that you and your friends will benefit from this episode of The Hard Zone. So again, President Boakai announcing through SONAN that he created new 70,000 jobs, and he also bragged that, amongst other things, that the economy grew by 5.1%. That's what we have on our agenda today. So we'll see you right after this. Welcome back. This is episode 5 of season 8 of The Hard Zone. My name is Derek Yale. I'm going to be playing host tonight, and it's not just me on the show. We have our panelists lined up. We have Mr. Martin Boda here with us tonight. We have a new panelist that will be joining us, and then as the show progresses, we will bring on some of our other familiar panelists here. So again, stay with us. If you're watching us, so we introduce our panelists. Make sure you're sharing this program on your individual social media pages. On Facebook, please make sure you're following this network, and also make sure you're sharing this program so that you and your friends may be able to benefit. So let's have our panelists for the night on so we can get into what we have on our agenda. But before we get into that, let's welcome Mr. Martin Boda. Mr. Boda, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here tonight to share information about Liberia and the global society. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Martin Boda. Always good to have you here on the network. This is the fifth episode of season 8. We have another panelist or newest panelist to join us. We'll give him a couple of minutes. Mr. Alan Giwe. Mr. Alan Giwe. Just give you a couple of seconds to finally get situated on the show, and then we will get the ball rolling. If you're watching us, this is the Liberia Radio and Television Network. This is episode 5 of season 8. So make sure you are joining us. Make sure you're sharing this program on your individual social media pages. Make sure you're following us on all platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And let's rejoin Mr. Alan Giwa. Mr. Giwa, welcome to the show. This is your pilot or debut appearance here on the Hard Zone. So let me
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. We just lost connection. If you while we're waiting for Mr. Giwa, let me bring this hot topic on our agenda, Mr. Boda. It's gonna be a good one. I'll be honest with you. Two hard conversation on our agenda here tonight. Just we have Mr. Giwa. Welcome to the show. Let me come back to you and see if we got a good connection with you. Mr. Giwa, welcome to the show. Can you hear me? Mr. Giwa, can you hear me? We're just hiding the whole time in the bag, and anyways, let's give him a couple of minutes, and then we will get into this sooner. Long speech, all lies. But we got you on, Mr. Gilwell.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Thank you. Sorry, guys, it was some technical issue I had to deal with in the back. But anyways, welcome to the show, Mr. Gilwell. This is a debut episode. You're the newest panelist here, so again, let me come to you and say welcome to the Hard Zone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get right into it. We have two topics on our agenda today. The United States tight policies on immigration, including Liberia, amongst other nations, on immigrant visa restrictions. and we have the president of Liberia delivering the State of the Nation address, and all of the reactions since that SONA was delivered. So let me start with you, Mr. Boda. Let's start with the
Mhm.
immigration, and then we'll get this conversation going right into the SONA because it's a big conversation. But let's go, Mr. Boda, on the immigration issue.
Well, so immigration is more or less is a domestic and personal. So America has its own priority. Who to give visa to, who allow into the country, and those things are considered based on track record of those countries coming to the United States. What a return when they come in, when they give them visa, do they return on time? Do they stay? Do they overstay that time into the country? So those factors affect you being granted visa status. And student visa or whatever immigrant status you come on, are you being productive? So all of these things come in line with the United States State Department policy or the diplomatic relationship with your country. And many might think because over the year, Liberia and America have this very good sister relationship or son has son and father relationship, that would give her automatic freedom to just come to the United States, do or stay over, or we can just run to the embassy and get visa. But there are criteria set how you get visa, and you many of who are living in America are going to understand why we don't get visa in Liberia. Many of us unemployment. Many of the people they don't meet the criteria of getting granting them no visa. So it's not just the fact that you come to the embassy here because America, I want to go to America to get you visa, there are criteria set. If you don't meet those guidelines, and if you come to the country and the United States are now cracking down on people overstaying a visa or entering a country illegally. So all of these factors is based on the reason why many countries have been affected today by visa restrictions. So
Thank, thank you. I know you want to explain everything that goes into America making the decision, but I would like for us to focus on Liberia relationship, matter of fact, most recent relationship, speaking directly to this administration. And why are we on a list of 75 other countries, including Afghanistan, Russia, Iran? And just recently, we saw this administration boasting of the healthy relationship we have with that of the United States and government. But I will come back to you on that. We don't need to tell us about United States policy on immigration. I want you to speak directly to President Boaka and that of the foreign ministry relationship with the United States. Let's hear from Mr. Giwa, and then I will come back to you, Mr. Boda.
all right.
Well, I think the IRO or international relations of the United States is something that no man can easily understand, that with the exception of the president who is in position in this country. Every individual or president has come to power, they come with their own policy for international relations. Now, the government of Donald Trump is saying that many people that are living from 75 countries that he did mention that you have a visa restriction for them. Some of them are becoming public charge or getting food stamp in this country. So they are post, they are traveling restriction or they are traveling to America until they go through the assessments of the country, individuals that have been coming and they are now working and they're living on government expenditure. That's why I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and just to add to that and ask you a question on this. Recently we saw the president of Liberia here in Washington D.C. and that sparks conversation about this administration relationship with the United States government. In the aftermath of that visit, what we're seeing is more Liberians here being deported to Liberia. The question I would like to ask, how has the government of Liberia benefited from the relationship that they boast of having with the United States? Mr.
that's,
Giwa. Let me hear from you first, and then I'll hear from Mr. Boda.
well, that's a interesting question, but I have not been really following up as to whether the governments of Liberia and government of the United States have come to a conclusion that this pressure will be undertaken, or we are giving the this support to certain sector in Liberia. It has not been in full, except we heard about, I don't know how many millions of dollars the group of Americans want to invest in Liberia. That's all many times we've been listening to, that other other Americans want to come in to establish agriculture, tractor industry, and all those things in Liberia. That's a plug that we've been listening to, from Liberian citizens. But absolutely Sam Boakai took over what specifically United States have done for Liberian people. I don't know, but I'm still waiting to know.
And the Liberian people share that concern with you, including myself. And we don't know how Liberia has benefited from President Boakai relationship that he bragged of having with Donald Trump, the likes of Elon Musk, and the United States. But let's hope Mr. Boda can explain that to us. Mr. Boda.
So I think we need to understand from different contexts and look at it from a variety of looks. When you're looking deep into the relationship between the United States and Liberia, people assume that because President Boakai met with Donald Trump, so America is just going to start pumping money to Liberia. I think that is a fallacy. That is not how things work. First of all, you need to develop an intermediate relationship. That intermediate relationship is where our international, our foreign ministry, Liberian foreign ministry, I think with the State Department, on different front that is not publicized in the way people sees it. Because many people in that mindset is because today, Mr. Boakai is president, and he talked to Donald Trump, they had a meeting today, so automatically, the United States government going to start sending billions of dollars to Liberia. No. We have a series of events that are taking place in Liberia. We have mismanagement of funds coming from foreign donors to Liberia. Those funds have been mismanaged by period government, and it continues to happen. So in our light, if Boakai is trying to build a relationship with the United States, look, we are restructuring our government. We are doing all of the things that a government needs to do to become viable, to make that citizen viable, which the government is doing. Making sure that you have security, you have peace, you have people can express themselves freely, people having the right to protest against the government. The government is restructuring agriculture, looking at developmental aspect that will bring revenue to the country. They're generating our own revenue to build our economy. So on the basis, America will look at it and say, okay, these people are moving in the direction that a civilized nation needs to be moving. But for people to sit back and we're assuming that, hey, because Boakai is related, so Donald Trump is of a strange character that the global society don't even understand who is America's friend at the moment. So you can't assume because Donald Trump met with Boakai met with Donald Trump or met with the State Department. So that relationship is cordial between Donald Trump and Boakai. They don't have that cordial relationship. It's just a diplomatic front that we know.
But that's
I hope you understand the point I'm trying to make.
That's well. Let me rephrase this, okay? And I hope you understand that these concerns comes out of the optics you created. And when I say you, I'm speaking to you as a representative of the Unity Party government, okay?
No, I'm not representing Unity Party government. Correct point of correction.
Again,
no, I'm not a spokesperson for Unity Party.
I know, I understand that. I understand.
Okay.
You're saying
so let's get that clear. I'm not a spokesperson.
Okay,
I'm giving you my analysis based on my relationship with the Unity Party.
I'm coming back for more analysis, Mr. Matthew Boda.
Yeah, but let's get that started. I'm not speaking as a spokesman for Unity Party.
Granted, you're not a spokesperson for the Unity Party. I will accept that. But again, I just because you said assumptions are in the play here. People are making assumption that the Barker administration has a healthy relationship with that of the Trump's administration. What I'm trying to tell you, the assumption you were talking about were created based on the optics that you created out of President Barker's visit to Washington, D.C. Now, you can give us the analysis all you want. You can come on here today and say, I can now say that the president of Liberia do not have a healthy relationship with the United States. I can take that. But what I need you to explain, what was the purpose of President Barker's visit to the White House? And how has Liberia benefited from that visit? Let's not forget that he traveled here on taxpayer money. And also, after he traveled there and went back to Liberia, he created this optics that the relationship was healthy. But what has Liberian people in Liberia in the diaspora seen after that visit? Well, we're seeing deportees that are not even Liberian, were not born in Liberia, never been to Liberia, being deported to Liberia. Front Page Africa reported that story after President Barker's visit. What we saw next was in Liberia being added to a list of 75 other countries, including Afghanistan, Iran, and other countries that we know do not have a good relationship with the United States. Liberia is on that list. The president just came from visit with the United States. He and 4 other African leaders. How has Liberians benefited since that visit, Mr. Buddha?
So you want intermediate benefit. You just want a quick fix relationship. There is, like I said to you, America and Liberia has a mutual understanding and mutual diplomatic relationship. So that mutual diplomatic relationship does not negate the fact that the United States will forsake its priority that they have as well the present leadership administration. The United States of America and Liberia had a very strong relationship over the years. Mr. Trump, let me finish. Darren. Mr. Trump is a president who nobody understands. He moves. He makes some move that you don't even understand how he come up with these decisions.
I just need to understand my president. I don't need to understand Trump.
Huh?
I don't need to understand Trump. I need to understand how Barker moves. Not President Trump, but again, let me
you acting upon Donald Trump move to hold Barker accountable, which is not fair. You cannot. Barker cannot dictate how Donald Trump going to move or who he chooses to put restriction on coming to America. That's not a priority of prerogative of Mr. Barker. So let Liberian people understand that Mr. Barker is not going to stay in the way and say, oh yeah, because they have a conversation or he visited here once or twice, means that whatever plan Mr. Trump has on his list to perform going to go away. It's a process.
Well, let me.
Come in, Mr. Gilway.
Well, and I started saying that the international relationship, most of the thing that they focus on is human rights abuse, economy, and security. Any country that United States have relationship with, if these countries are not straightforward with those 3 things, US can change their policy, or international policy, with that country at any time. I don't know when Barker visited here, it was a great movement, how he was greatly articulated president among those African leaders. Liberians were proud of that.
You mean the insult?
Say again?
Go ahead. I thought you were talking about the insult when President Trump insulted him. Go ahead.
So within a
good English, right?
Within a second, Barker, including Liberia or Liberian in the 75 visa restricted country is very saddening for us because we thought that we have a greater relationship. But if you really go through all the African countries who have been victimized, the former leader, let me call some of their names, Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, there are some policy that they deviated and some of them were victimized. The local politics, in fact, have to cause some of their life to be taken away. So this country, they have some policy called elimination, deterrent. These are all that you can find in the international policy. They do that within a twist of the eye, because once you are not going by their war, they are about to take decisions. That's why we are not, there's no more Cold War. It's a global war this time. So maybe, I'm not certain, I don't know what Buckeye did different that we have to be included, because we were in the good eyes of this president, Donald Trump. But I am sorry. Yeah.
When have we ever been in the good eye, Mr. Giwa, like you said, or good standing with the United Nations? When? After we got off sanctions, after we have our government officials put on sanctions, after we had the United States infringing on our sovereignty, when have we ever had a good relationship with the United States? What I'm sensing here from you and Mr. Boda response is what the government does to the ordinary Liberian people. Refuse to tell them the truth. The truth is, it's not looking good with us in the United States. It's not. It's never been looking good. But because people want to score political points, and I'm going to end with a question to you, Mr. Giwa. Because political institutions, the likes of President Bouaga, want to score political points with his constituents and the Liberian people, they choose to lie to them. That's what's going on here. If President Bouaga had been very honest with the Liberian people and said the reason why I use the money to go see President Trump to his house is because he want to use his country to dump deportees here. That was the real reason. Because that's the only thing I came out of that visit since he went to Washington, D.C. Be honest with the Liberian people. You don't always have to make them seem that you're some type of fool, because there are people that actually do think what these visits are for. And you're trying here to spin it as though like something actually really happened. Mr. Boda talking about, oh, we can't just have an intermediate relationship. We can't just start benefiting. All of a sudden, we were not supposed to benefit. We probably never will. Because the meeting of those two presidents were never about us benefiting. Were never about us benefiting. So my question to you, Mr. Giwa, why the Liberian people, why did leaders, and this is just not Bouaga, just choose to intentionally lie to the Liberian people? Because whenever they lie, time passes, we see the real story. Mr. Giwa, go ahead.
You know, I don't support lie. I don't support it. But I know when you're in leadership, there's something that can make you shame and you don't want to say the fact. So most leadership, even the current country that we're in today, Donald Trump has not been able to tell the truth to American people. Donald Trump left from here and went to California. He sent people there only because he wanted to follow his political opponent. That's the same thing that he's doing to Minnesota. It is true that there are Africans there are people there without document. He wanted to go, but he wants to show to his opponent that he has power. That's why it's happening over there. But again, no country or no president are actually equal. We have an equal factor, but there will always be big brother in the process. Now, the whole war, the global war we have, unipolar is no more bipolar. Now, United States has to police the war. They have the power, not only the title, they have the military power. They feel that they can walk on you anytime if you don't listen to them. And so the big or the younger brother or president in the third world country, they are afraid. Some of them feel threatened in the process. And if they can go through their history, things the worst thing has happened to some leaders. And sometimes the one is a bit like this country will say, okay, if you can't do this, let's look at Obama. He said, if you cannot accept gay right, we will not give you aid. That was wrong. That was wrong. And based on our principle, we support United States Liberia. We felt that Our founding father came from this country, and there is the old cultures that we have been dealing with. That is wrong for us to continue to follow that. Whether it's ugly thing that's not going to help our family, we still accept it because this is a big brother. They have the might. So it's not right. Let me now come to your question. It's not right for somebody to lie to your constituent or to your citizen because you want to gain some relevance. I don't take that principle.
Thank you, bro. I think if you need to continue, I give you 30 more seconds. Go ahead. Were you done?
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Mr. Boda will disagree with you. I think he entertains Liberian leaders to be very dishonest with them. But he's here to cry. I don't mean to speak for you, Mr. Boda, but go ahead.
Well, I don't know where the dishonesty is coming from Mr. Boakai. What did he tell the Liberian people when he visited America? That he said
the main purpose of his visit, because we've been seeing the outcome of that visit, Mr. Boda.
You don't know the outcome of the visit. You don't know the purpose of the visit.
We've kind of been seeing it, you know.
So because he came to America, they came to a conference, and Mr. Donald Trump kind of picked on him that he spoke good English, and they kind of have a mutual tap on that, and they have conversation. And our foreign minister have been coming here. The Liberian foreign minister have been coming to the United States, building some relationship. Liberian were able to get a 3-year visa status. In the history of Liberian, we have never had a status of getting a 3-year visa. So they had an agreement. Liberian, if you get Liberian United States visa to Kenya, it's not 3 years instead of just being 6 months. Those are benefits of that trip. What happened after is a whole nother story. So we can't just put everything in one batch and say, oh, because we don't know what happened between after Mr. President left and what happened. Mr. Trump got up one morning and said, hey, I got 75 countries on my list. I'm going to put it on visa restriction. That's we have to ask questions. How did this come about? Was it something that the Liberian government did in quite recent that it needed Mr. Trump to take a decision? Those are questions that we have to investigate ourselves. We can't just come to a conclusion, oh yeah, the president he lied to the Liberian people. No, he didn't lie to the Liberian people. They were having a working relationship. But Mr. Trump decided to do what he wants to do. So do we investigate what happened as a Liberian? It is you and I cause now to investigate what went wrong, what happened between the time and now that causes the president to put restriction on Liberian or put Liberian more than 75 countries in the visa list. But Liberian people don't want to investigate anything but choking on the president. Oh, the man, bro, especially you, Derek, your image. Oh yeah, the president can't spend Liberian people money. But yes, he has to spend Liberian people money to travel. He can stay in a bedroom and achieve anything. So I don't want to think that Mr. President Boakai lied to Liberian people. He came to America. If Donald Trump said, okay, I'm going to build, I give you $5 million. He said, I said, give you $50 million, and he did not deliver the $50 million, and they kind of beat a lie. Then that's something to say. But I don't know where Mr. Boakai lied to Liberian people at for what? What did he tell Liberian people when he went home that he lied about? Can you tell us?
What did he tell the Liberian people?
What did Boakai tell the Liberian people that were promised him by the United States government that today they sanction Liberian, so he's a liar? Can you tell us?
I can ask a better question. What didn't he tell the Liberian people when he came to the United States? Well, most of us, we're not allowed to be part of those type of meetings. It's or high level meeting. But after the meeting, we can see the outcome. The fruit of that meeting is what we're seeing. Now, Mr. Boda, the fruit that we are seeing, the fruit that we are all seeing. And someone in the comment section asked how many foreigners have been deported to Liberia, and that's something you can easily research. Go there and.
But you tell them you know that they've been saying they can make here that all the deport to Liberia. And I can tell you when Obama deported more Liberians than Donald Trump had done.
The numbers are there. The numbers are
so
there.
You know that Obama deported more Liberians to Liberia than Donald Trump had done.
Right. But you know the difference is
that not a fact?
And I have no reason to defend whatsoever other than to state the fact that the administration needs to be honest to the Liberian people. Because you cannot say that you have a good relationship with a country and then the country turn around and put you on an immigrant visa list.
But LeBron has not been
Afghanistan-
pursued in this country for immigrant status the way other countries have been. Other people have been pursued.
Let me ask you this question though: How
So, no, let's be clear. LeBron has not been pursued in this country for immigration status the way other countries have been pursued.
we have?
You know that LeBron in this country are benefiting from that relationship.
Let's hear from Mr. Gilwell. That's not even an issue, Mr. Buddha. You can't cover.
Oh, that's
up,
not a big issue. That's a big issue.
You can't cover up this administration lies by making blanket statements.
I don't think they lie. I don't think so.
Let's
There's no lie for coming to America.
Let's hear from Mr. Gilwell.
Okay, I don't know what the Boakai tell the Liberian people. Boakai met Donald Trump. The media focused on them, and we listened to Donald Trump, and we listened to the response from President Boakai. And one of the things I heard from him was they talk about some development will come to Liberia, but that was not really
explained. Development. Mr. Boyan, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
It was not explained what development will come, where the money will come from, how they're going to begin to do it. But most of the time, politics is in leadership. If Mr. Boakai leaving United States to go to Liberia, we have two pricings in Liberia based on political differences. Other people will let to hear the worst one, and another group will let to hear the better one to promote their future, leadership. So that can happen anywhere. But Donald Trump called President Boakai. He has the right to say, Mr. President, I'm not well, I am not coming. But most of the time, our country people get a power to say, when somebody call you, you can't say, no, go and listen. So Boakai came and listen. But the story Boakai gave to Liberian people, the impression that he put them under, I don't know. But most often, leader will not make his image wrong to his political enemy, neither his supporter.
Yes, the thing is, this is not rocket science. This is not rocket science. If I say I went to Mr. Boda house, I spent my family money, went to Mr. Boda house, and Mr. Boda and myself has a very good relationship. And then just a few days later, I see Mr. Boda on live talking about what difference is. I see Mr. Boda on live telling, oh, your people are not allowed to come to my house. I'm pretty sure my family will ask and be there. But I thought you said you and the person had a good relationship. And that's what Mr. Boda is running away from. Because Mr. Gewa, President Boakai, and his foreign ministry put the Liberian people under the impression that they had a very good relationship with that of the United States. And the only thing Liberian people have been seeing, we all have been seeing, is in the negative. Before the other story break, some of whom are not even Liberian, never been there, wasn't born there, are being deported to Liberia. The next thing we know, Liberia and Iran in the same category, and Afghanistan in the same category as that of, and when it comes to relationship with the United States. It begs us all to ask, where did we go wrong? Or did the administration lie to us? They lied, this dishonesty that Mr. Boda is clearly trying to defend, even though it's indefensible. They were very dishonest to the Liberian people.
Derek, I don't know how many foreigners have been deported to Liberia that are not Liberian from the United States.
What again?
Do you have the number?
Let's move the let's.
Do you have the number of people that have been deported from here who are not Liberian to Liberia?
The question is simple to you, Mr. Boda.
Do you know the number of people that have been deported? Because you're just making statements that you don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, have the foreigner not been? Why?
You don't have any numbers to say this is the number of people that were deported.
Why does the numbers matter? Can you say on this live stream that no foreigner has been deported to Liberia. Why does the
You
number
tell
matter?
me how many foreigners the Donald Trump government deported to
If
Liberia
it
when
matters,
President Bogart
if it
came here
matters,
and veto?
if it
Give
matter,
me the
I will.
numbers.
If it matter, I will state it here. But the fact that even
Because
if
it's not
one,
true. You cannot state the fact. It's
even
not
if
true.
even if one foreigner were deported to Liberia
It's
after
not. There's
Bogart
not
visit,
even one foreigner
point-
deported to Liberia by the
the
Donald
point
Trump
of the
government to
matter
Liberia
is-
to the
the
Liberian
point of the
government. That's
matter
not
here
true.
is the point of the matter here is after President Bogart visit, whatever
That
we've
is not
seen
true, Derek.
has
You need
been
to correct
illegitimate.
that statement. It's not true.
But
There have
again,
not been any
again,
foreigner
again,
deported to
again.
Liberia by the United States government that is not a Liberian. That is not true.
Mr. Boda,
Correct that. No, let's
Boda.
correct that statement.
But
It's not true.
the thing is, just because you say it's not true, it's not like you're presenting
It's
something.
not true. You got no record. Can you show or any evidence?
Mr.
Can you show any record?
Again.
Do you
Mr.
have a
Boda,
record? Are you speaking the
Absolutely.
facts or you just
Absolutely.
assuming?
Front page Africa published news story of
That's not true.
foreigner
It's
being-
nowhere on Front Page Africa that they
Again,
publish anything.
again,
Can
Mr.
you bring
Boda,
the title? When?
Mr. Boda.
I don't
Just
want to have a
because-
conversation when you don't have facts. We are going
Just-
to kind of get
just
people
because-
facts. You're talking about facts. Have the facts. Don't come
Okay,
here
okay,
and give people a story that is
Then
not
give,
true.
then
Derek.
give us the fact, Mr. Boda. Give us the fact.
That's the
then.
fact I'm giving you. It had never happened and it's not happening.
You're giving us your words. That's all you were giving us.
That's fine. If you got anything contrary to what I'm saying, show the record.
Well, Mr. Boda, let's be fair to
No,
the
show the
conversation.
record.
Yeah.
Let it be
Let's
on,
be
let it be
fair-
on
let's
record.
be
Show
fair.
that they were
Let's
Liberian
be
deported.
fair.
They were foreigners
Let's be
deported by the
fair.
Donald Trump government to Liberia that is not Liberian. Show
Mr.
the
Boda,
record.
Mr. Boda, let's be fair.
That's
to
not
the
facts.
conversation.
It had never
Let's
happened
be
and it's
fair.
not happening.
Mr.
So
Boda,
that's not true, Derek.
Boda.
Don't let them make those
Mr.
statements
Boda,
here.
Mr. Boda, let's be fair to the conversation here. Okay?
I am very fair to you because you are not being objective enough. You are being biased just to smell the Liberian government, and especially the Bogart-led administration, that they're taking foreigners from you that is not Liberian. That's not true. It has
Mr.
never happened.
Boda.
It's not happening.
Mr. Boda,
There's
Are you
no
gonna
record to prove that. There's no record.
Are you going to protect me?
You are protected, sir.
Are you going to protect me, Mr. Boda? Thank you very much. You know, just because you say something is not true does not make it to not be true. Okay? We all saw here when multiple news outlets broke the story of deportees that were not Liberian, never born in Liberia. There was even an SOS call for one of them. But if you're asking me now, I agree. I do not have or hard evidence to show you. That does not mean it does not exist. But if you're telling me that just because you say something that makes it like facts, then you're not being fair to the discussion. You're not being fair
No,
to the discussion.
let me clear something.
Go
There
ahead.
was an individual who asked that he wanted to be deported to Liberia. There was an individual, I think I can't remember the name. I think he's a Mexican or
Mr.
from
Boda,
South America. Listen, it's
Mr.
from
Oh,
I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, he went. They say into Liberia. Liberia accepted him.
No, he wanted to go to Liberia. Liberia except to have to host him, but he didn't say to Liberia.
Okay.
He had not been to Liberia.
Okay.
Mr. Boda.
So that was agreed upon. The Liberian government was struggling to receive him.
Mr.
So,
Mr.
but-
Boda, there are so
Let me
many.
finish. Protect me too now.
dishonesty-
Protect me. Let me finish.
Yeah, I'll give you your time. Okay, there are so many dishonesty to pick from. Okay, and all of these things can be proven. Simple Google search will give you the answer you're looking for.
I don't need Google search.
Foreign Affairs post that picture with Elon Musk here to change optics. That one a lie again? Is that one somebody lying? Your foreign minister on
don't-
FaceTime, your president and Elon Musk relationship, is that one lie again? Or that because it's
What,
supposed to
if Donald Trump is friends with Elon Musk, what that's supposed to mean?
Wow, the Donald Trump friend, well, not Donald Trump, but Joseph Boga. But that's the point of the matter here. The point I'm trying to make is,
No, I mean, if the President Bogart is friendly with Elon Musk, what that's supposed to mean?
well, was he the fruit? Elon Musk.
It doesn't mean that Elon Musk going to
You-
just take everything to Liberia.
You know what I find interesting. Why should we focus on all lies when we can focus on the lies they're telling? today?
Derek, let's
Yeah.
make a conversation meaningful. Because a Bogart relationship with Elon Musk is a businessman.
Right.
There's an investment by Elon Musk in Liberia, which is Starlink, providing telecommunication services, internet services in Liberia. Is that logical?
Hey, I'm learning. I'm learning here. I'm learning.
Okay.
learning.
So
Okay.
the other thing that happening that you may not know, but Elon Musk and Elon Musk being in the relationship or being acquaintance to President Walker, they're not buddy. I don't think Walker has ever told you that he and Elon Musk are buddy. I don't think so. They have an acquaintance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boda. I know you will take all of your time to defend this government. So let's just flag another. Let's you know what we do. You can't prove you can't defend the government out of this one. Let's throw another one at you. Let's take a break and we'll come back. We'll talk about the 70,000 jobs your government and created, the 5.1 growth in the economy, and we'll talk about the state of the nation address. But for now, let's take our first break.
Thank you.
In our community, we help each other. But when it comes to prescription pain medication, such as opioids, sharing isn't helping, it's harming. What works for you could be dangerous, even deadly for somebody else. Don't share your opioids. Instead, help by guiding your family, friends, and neighbors to a doctor. Real help saves lives. This message is brought to you by the Multicultural Community Family Services in partnership with LRTN. Did you know 1 in 4 patients who take opioids long-term become addicted? Opioids are strong pain medications like oxycodone, hydrocodone, or morphine. They can help with pain, but they can also lead to addiction and overdose. Take the medication only the way your doctor tells you to take it. And never share them with your family, friends, or neighbors. Know the risks. Stay safe. This message is brought to you by the Multicultural Community Family Services in partnership with LRTN.
Attention all organizations, NGOs, and social clubs in and out of Liberia. Are you tired of relying solely on social media to run your operations? An effective web platform is your most important marketing tool, and that's where Tiamat.com comes in. Hello, my Liberian people. My name is Sophia, and I want you to consider this. 53% of consumers do online research about an organization before talking to someone from that institution. That means not having a website could be costing you opportunities. Step up your game and establish a professional online presence. Introducing our web platform designed specifically for 501c organizations, small businesses, and political organizations, social clubs, etc. At Tiamat.com, we understand how important it is to make a great digital first impression, which is why we offer you all the help needed to develop, maintain, and host NGOs and small and big organization websites by giving you a full suite of services that includes automatic billing for members, membership and visitor portals, first-class design and functionality, and much more. The best part is, it only costs $20 per month. Upgrade your image today with our customized web design services. Visit www.tiamat.com to get started. This is a Liberian-owned business.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here after the break of season 8, episode 5 of the Hard Zone. Earlier we talked about the United States, including Liberia, in a 75-country immigrant visa restrictions. The likes of Afghanistan, Iran, Nigeria, and some other African country, including our own Liberia, is on that list. Now we introduce the next composition, the State of the Nation address by President Joseph Nyeman Boakai recently has received a lot of reactions, mostly criticism, and from the opposition black, and just stating a quote, the Standard Bureau for the ANC, Mr. Alexander Cummings, said that Liberia may be growing on paper, but too many Liberians are still hungry in reality. Even though the president of Liberia claimed to have boosted the economy by 5.1 project, by 5.1%, that is more than what he projected. And also, he said to have created 70,000 jobs. Again, we are seeing too many reactions, too many criticisms, some praising it actually, we should admit. But let's hear from our panelists what they think about the State of the Nation addressed by this administration. But before we do that, let's recognize the presence of Mr. Prince Sharif. Mr. Sharif, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank
Are
you.
you okay, Mr. Buddha?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
thank
ahead,
you.
Mr. Sharif.
Thank you, Mr. Yala, and brother, Mr. Boda. You know, we've been away, not, you know, by our own will, but we all know the country will find ourselves in sometimes schedule and circumstances keep us away, you know, for a while. But we are grateful to always be here and to share the platform with fellow Liberians who also have the passion to see Liberia, you know, in a better position. While it is true sometimes their own, you know, desire, we want to say is misplaced, but they also have a desire to see a better Liberia. So we are grateful to share the platform with these people. And thank you so much for again giving me the opportunity to be on here. I feel at home. I feel like, you know, a heavy burden is lifted upon my shoulder. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. I feel so excited. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sheriff. And also, I must add, is since it's your first time appearing on this network in the new year, let me extend from myself and the network Happy New Year to you. And also, I see you are fully represented in your CDC of Barrett. Do you care to talk to us why you're being represented that way today?
Yeah, you know, the paraphernalia of the CDC is not just an ordinary a symbol. It represents a struggle. It represents a revolution for a better Liberia. So whenever we are in these, you know, paraphernalia, it gives us a strong sense of belonging to Mama Liberia, a strong sense of patriotism, and you know, it encourages us to do more in order for us to be able to liberate our people. You know, to liberate our people through our actions, through our intellectual, you know, capacity, and etc. So whenever we are in this, it behooves us to go above and beyond in our patriotic duty to ensure that Liberia is rescued from the hands of charlatan, miscreants, and you know, liars, and etc. So yeah, you know, it's a
Thank you.
privilege for us to be
Thank
here
you.
in
Thank
this
you.
paraphernalia.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We've already introduced our topic for this segment of the show. So I'd like to come straight to you, Mr. Boda. Talk to us about the president of Liberia recently giving his State of the Nation address. Mr. Boda, let's start with you, and then we'll hear from Mr. Giwa, and then we'll come back to you, Mr. Sheriff.
So the president outlined various sectors, various achievements, what they intend to do in that speech. Talk about agriculture, talk about the fishery industry, talk about farming. So a host of things he listed, and those things are being projected and they are moving in the right directions. We see cost of fuels are going down, have become stabilized. Our stable food is now, the price is down. Inflation is down. So those are signs of improvement in the economy. You want to have stability. Stability, you want to have the economy being stable. The economy is stable. Liberia is being stable. Now, so we're moving in the right directions. Is everything 100%? No. Will everything be 100% ever? Never, ever. There's now a 100% economy. So people want to, if you looking at the government and you trying to think that the government is not doing anything, then you are living in an outer space. You got constant electricity in the country. The road networks is working. The government is generating more revenue. How is that not improving the country? How is that not growing the economy? Okay? And you want to talk, somebody want to sit there and talk about, hey, oh, the Liberian people suffering. Where is it that you're not going to find people suffering? Everywhere people gotta go struggle. You got to work. You got to live to earn. So government cannot employ everybody. The government is not going to employ everybody. The government created the environment, and that environment is stability, is security. And those environments have been created. Empowerment is being done. So if you want to tell me here today that Liberia is not doing anything or they're not moving in the right direction, the people are dying today and there's stagnation in the economy and so forth, then I'm sorry. You are in a losing and you're just sitting somewhere that having an illusions. Okay? So if those are all the growth of the economy. And if you can come here and tell me say those things are not happening in Liberia, yes, and then with evidence, let me know. I'm here, I'm ready to listen.
Thank you, Mr. Boda. I want to go to the other panelists. So, but let me just say this, and I'll come back to you on that so you can address it, because it's important that we clarify the play on words here. Like there's a difference between someone saying that the government is not doing anything, then the government making improvement in certain area. But if you say the country is now stable, when you speak of stability, and then we get news in Liberia about people actually subjected to abject poverty, when we still hearing news that people are much more suffering today than they were an administration ago, or people today do not, more people today are not employed, and you say the country is not stable. I just saw a news article about the government hospital, JFK, holding on to pregnant women until they pay bills before releasing them. No medicine, JFK, and then you say to the world that Liberia is not stable, and we're still having security concerns, and you're telling the world that this country or this president has stabilized this country, then I'm confused on how you're actually using the words. But I will come back to you for you to expand on that.
Well, sure. I'll wait for that.
Let's hear from Mr. Giwa, and then we'll hear from Mr. Sherry.
Well, maybe let me begin to say this. I don't know it would be right. When Kwame came to Liberia, he spoke English. That was in future. He says Samuel Kedo had been surrounded, but he had no escape from us. But Liberian people generalized that statement and said that Kwame have taken over. I wonder some of you was alive or were born to listen to that statement. And people jubilated from the crowds to executive mansion, and that got some people killed. So I feel that because Buakai's statement, it was probably in future, which says that he was focusing on creating. You understand me? He focused on creating 70,000 jobs. So I felt that maybe this English was in future, but people who reported that probably say wrong. Moreover, comparing governments between the past and present, I strongly believe with what we see in Liberia, despite I am not there, but some visual images that we're seeing, road connectivity, reductions of prices of stable food, and some of the things that he mentioned here, that the sector specifically growing, focusing on agriculture, including supporting 198 farmers, 198,000 farmers, infrastructure, 166 kilometers of feeder roads, and a great business There are lots. Youth center or supporting 30,000 youth businesses, 120,000 direct and indirect jobs, and all those things he mentioned. But I feel, because if there's a labor market statistics we go through to give all that statistic that is correct to be 70,000, 1971 or 69, but 70,000 job is debatable. I cannot easily accept it. It's something that we have to go through. That is statistic and documented also. This existed or is it true? But till then, I feel that creating is in future or future continuum. So Boakai is anticipating to create 70,000 jobs.
Thank you very much. And I'll come back to you too. But let's go to Mr. Sheriff. The president on the State of the Nation address said our country is now in a better state than it was a year ago. Mr. Sheriff, give us a take on the president's State of the Nation address.
Thank you. Well, one would say I'm not a lawyer, but one would say in the court of competence jurisdiction, the best evidence that you can ever submit is your own word, you yourself. That's why when the people go in court, they ask, are you guilty or not? And you say, I am guilty or I am not guilty. Then from there now, you give the lawyers an opportunity to either begin to dig deeper, do, more in-depth, let's say, fact-finding in order to bring you down, or to basically just relax and say, okay, sentencing girl, no problem, at least we'll be able to reduce your sentence. All of us on this particular set, one way or the other, I don't want to believe that we have any government job or we are in any position to be able to speak directly for the government. The people who are charged with the responsibility to implement government programs and policy are those ministers that Mr. Boakai trusts. And I will just cite you just one of the many instances. When you listen to the video of Mr. Jeremy Pierre, the man who is charged with the responsibility of interpreting, explaining, and, one would say delivering to the people through, his own verbal way of or talking and telling the Liberian people about the achievement of government, he came up and made us to understand that, in fact, he opened like this: we need to be sincere, honest, and truthful to the Liberian people. That man is a government official that is charged with the responsibility of defending government and explaining government policy. He made us to understand that we need to be honest, we need to be sincere, and to be truthful to the Liberian people. Went on and on, etc., and make us to understand that the report or the SONA, I like to say SOLA, State of the Nation law, that particular State of the Nation law, there was some information that was infused in there that was completely a contradiction to the reality. According to the man who is charged with the responsibility and appointed to explain to us government programs and policy, he said it. The videos are all over. I'm very sure you have it. And maybe during the show, maybe you may play if you have the time. He said that information enshrined in that particular SOLA was just a misinformation, was lies. And they were not being truthful to the Liberian people. So if the information minister would say such a thing, who am I? Who are we here to come and say, yeah, that's true. The road, the people pave the road. Yeah, that's true. The people do this, the people do that. Then it means it's a contradiction, because the government herself has already indicted herself by saying, no, it's not correct. People talking here, and not true thing the people talking. And even what is happening is that when you look at even the rescue, so-called rescue mission The anger that is among these people relative to this particular solar is something that you don't even need fuel for it to ignite fire. Just carry dry wood there, it will start catching right away. The people themselves who Joseph Newman Boyka appointed to implement along with him, they are the ones that are telling you and myself that there's a big mistake in this particular document. That this document here is not correct. Too many lies there. They were not honest to the Liberian people. Look, to just leave all that and come here, what did Mr. Boyka say to us when he became president? He said every year he will ensure that 10,000 jobs or 10,000 young people, are trained in the area of digital, let's say in technology. That's why he promised the Liberian people. The videos are also there. We have clip of it. It's all around the place. It's all around the place. I will not bore you with too many videos in your inbox, but they are all around the place. He said 10,000 young people will be trained every year. But in that particular solar, Mr. Boyka was able to tell us 1,000 young people were trained. Who is writing the president's speech? Who gave him, Mr. Boyka, this information? No, let's just leave that. Let's come to the most.
Thank you.
The issue of the FOIA.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Sherry. I'm sorry, I'll come back to you. I just want to have our panelists respond to some of the questions and maybe give rebuttal. Mr. Boda, let me come back to you on the question I asked you earlier, and if you want to respond to Mr. Sheriff or Mr. Gayway before doing that, you're free to do so. But I was asking about your units of towards stability, and Liberians across the country are still complaining about a lot of different issues. How do you reconcile that word stability with that of the reality of what's going on in Liberia? And also feel free to respond to Mr. Sherif or Mr. Gayway. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not. Mr. Sherif has his own. He's a political opponent, and he will always have his criticism, no matter what happened in Liberia. He's never going to look at anything that happened. Nothing has happened in his eyes since the government took over. Liberia still Liberia when they were in the real government was in regime. So that's how Liberia is. That is his interpretation. Liberia has not moved anywhere beyond where Joria left it.
You're speaking generally. Can you speak directly to his point, though?
He said the government had not done anything.
He made some claim about.
Cannot let you.
Go ahead.
Let me make my. You can't tell me what to say. Let me say what I have to say, Derek. I'm speaking to the issues. If you give me a chance to speak to the issue, you want me to speak what you want to hear. You're not going to hear that.
No, not necessarily. I just want you to speak more specifically, Mr. Buddha. Go ahead.
But I'm saying to you, from Mr. Sherif intro, and his point he made here, clearly indicate that the government has done nothing since they came to being. All of the promises they made, they have not fulfilled any. Those are facts that he just stated here right here. I'm not saying it behind his back. So the point I'm making here to you is, whatever Mr. Sherif here would never have made to any facts about the government progress. And you talk about stability. Yeah, there is stability. The country is stable. We're not fighting war. Nobody at war in Liberia. People go to bed, they wake up sound. They go about like normal activities. That's stability. There is not people killing people everywhere in the street. Nobody running away for their lives. Nobody being tortured. Nobody afraid to go out there. That's stability. The country is stable. Across the landing point for the country, there's no instability anywhere in Liberia that you can point to. Unemployment is not instability. No. So that's where you're looking at, because somebody not employed, then you always have instability in Liberia, because all the population will not be employed. You know how 90% of Liberian population employed.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. But Mr. Gilbert said that he would not accept he refused to accept the 75,000 job created, 70,000 job created, I stand corrected, or that the President Walker included in his State of the Nation address. Do you care to expand on that, to respond to Mr. Gilbert? And I see by the nodding of his head, I think Mr. Sheriff disagrees with the statement that unemployment is not instability, but I'll get to him later on. Mr. Buddha, if you care to respond to Mr. Gilbert's
you're looking at one aspect to make the country unstable because somebody's not employed, so I mean the country is unstable. That's your argument. That's not the facts. That's not the fact. Not because somebody's not employed makes the country unstable. No, it's not. So let's get that correct. So it's not because one element of the fight of the economy or the puzzle is not there. So it's everything is unstable. Is that what you say?
Let's see. I'm not saying
So
anything.
I'm not going to defend everybody's statement here. Whatever he said, that his position. I'm not going to counter everybody. I'm not going to talk about.
No,
we analyzing the speech. He said that he did not say. He said he think Mr. Boga misspoke. That's what my brother said. Or somebody had. He was speaking in the term of feature analysis. You are making that his decision. That's what he's saying.
Mr. Buddha, I always say if you care to respond. I never say you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to respond to that.
Let me come in.
I will come to you, Mr. Gill. I'm coming to you next. Okay. You made opposition when I asked you to react to the president Osona, and just like every panelist here. So you made a position, and I will expect you to defend that position.
Well, I'll defend it. The president is doing very well. I defend the position. The president, the government is doing well. They're creating jobs.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see.
I'm not going to draw away from that. I'm proud of what the government is doing.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Gilbert. Go ahead,
Mr. Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
I just want to know what is the current GDP of Liberia versus 20 or WIAC's administration 2023. Compare the GDP currently. Do you know?
Yeah, you can go ahead. When I reach to mine, I will expand on that.
Okay. No, I don't know really exactly, but I know that the budget today is in million. Excuse me, it's in billion, right? Now, let's face the reality. The past administration, Mr. WIAC's administration, there was so many missteps. They finalized, how can you save 25 million, mapping out, operation money that's supposed to go to the bank for the bank to distribute that? And the finance minister overheard that it was given to people to carry to the market and distribute that to the money changers in the street. That was not the good security for any financial institution. And the government did that. And moreover, there was money that I saw document on social media that came to Liberia in a container. And according to story, alleged that the money was taken to the president's residence. That was wrong. It's not security for any good financial institution. You don't keep money in your mattress or mattresses. The money should go to the bank and be counted and placed in the vault or so. That's where the security is. And we did all those things. Moreover, perhaps you were not on the studio when we mentioned that, or I mentioned that there have been so many reductions in the commodity prices in Liberia. Gas, stable food rice. Somebody told me the bag of rice is now either 2,500. It used to be 3,000. I'm not in Liberia. That is plucked for this government. This person that told me this one on the table today, she was in class with me in 5th grade, 1979. I know I was a student council president that year in JWPSC, elementary. She told me she lives somewhere to, what's the place she says she lives in? Tima Valley. She said, I used to put my clothes, if I put my clothes online, when I come, it's gone. But it's no more. That's a plus in Liberia. I listened to Senator Penner. He said from Monrovia to Grand Judea, they used to spend 2 days, 3 days on the road. It used to be dusty when you enter. It's no more. It's a plus to the government. So there are a lot of things. They're killing 4 other thugs. The 3 missing boys. Bobby Coy was my little nephew. My niece, Gertrude Digon's son. Nothing came out of it. The president dispatched police to see Moses. Nothing came out of it. Look, we are Liberian. Let me say this to anybody who claims to be politician. Be a sincere politician if you want to be one. It should not be regional. You should not be a regional politician. Be a national politician. It's a career that you have to learn. So your character is online.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gateway. I have a question for you, but we're running fast on time. So let me hear from you, Mr. Sheriff. And because I know the initial position you set up on this is if the spokesperson for the government already put some holes in this, or so not making it appear to be dishonest, what other status the people that's not inside of the government have on this. But I want you to be more specific and talk about when the president's statement that the country is in a better state than it was a year ago. I want you to specifically address that. And again, if you care to respond to any of the panelists' positions here, you're free to do that as well.
All right. So in order to be able to explain whether Liberia is better or not, we look at the reports. Because when investor wants to invest in a particular country, they don't go listening to what's the parents say. Where my class may say the time we're in 5th grade, 1970. They don't go listen to that. They look at the report that is coming from credible institutions like NAMO, in Liberia, like the U.S. investment, or report on Liberia, like the MCC report, etc., etc. These are reports that they look at that give them the confidence to invest in a country. And let's go to the most recent report that has to do with the MCC. In the MCC report, we saw the government falling flat when it comes to good governance, the rule of law, and etc. Government effectiveness, the MCC report, government effectiveness. The government fell flat. The government fell. Go to the NAMO report of 2024-2025. All of the places that you can look at to tell whether the government is doing well, okay, or good. These are people who are in Liberia. They are not international people. The NAMO report made us to understand that the country is in a free fall. Autopilot, just driving by itself. Anything you hit. Anywhere, lane. It's just moving. According to those reports. I'm just being general in the report because, time is not in our favor. But there are 2 things that I want to quickly run to. I don't know whether Mr. Gill was talking about, the GDP of the nation, or he was talking about maybe our budget. I'm very sure maybe he was talking about the budget because he talked about billion. Because if you are talking about, the country GDP, Liberia GDP is somewhere around 14.89 billion, between there as far as the recent report, the World Economy recent report is. So I don't know if that is what he was talking about, but maybe he was talking about the issue of the budget. Now,
No, if I can come in, what I was trying to compare both administrations. You understand? I was trying to compare both administrations. These are the reports that can be taken to the organization that you are talking about. That's what I say. Well, this is one nation. This is not about regional politics or you want to buy your party. No, I wanted to know the GDP versus GDP 2023 in Liberia, comparing to current GDP of Liberia. What have been the progress? And moreover, let me just say that because you mentioned something about document that they look at.
Can you allow Mr. Sheriff to finish and then you just hold his thought, and then I'll give you the opportunity to respond to him. Go ahead, Mr. Sheriff.
All right. So the Honorable Boda talked about the issue of stability. I'm surprised if Honorable Boda would tell me that stability that just only for you not to be here in concern, firing, bow, they mean that stability. Amen. That America will in here, the people expect much from us.
The point of correction, I did not tell you that's a list of series of things to you that still ain't like bro.
When
no correction. Then we made that correction. And then I said boom, boom, boom.
You said
I gave you a list series of things to be stability, and you can go ahead.
Again,
yes,
Mr.
sir.
Sheriff, just to give me a second, please. I will give everyone enough time to respond or to correct whatever needs to be corrected. If we don't have time, you can always do so within your closing. Thank you, Mr. Sheriff.
Stability is not limited to just the absence of the sound of gun on the streets. When the nation cannot provide employment for its people, where in Liberia we almost have 80%, not according to me, according to the Investment Climate Report of 2024 from the US. When you have 80% of your people unemployed, that is instability. The country is not stable. That is what we call instability. When you have the security sector, the Liberian National Police will march in Kinjaw and massacre people, and at the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. That is instability. When you have the police going to someone who is, have some mental instability, Matthew Moluba, the man will say, I will not go to hospital. The police go to the man, say, my man go to hospital. Man say, I will not go to hospital. You have to give me. They fire the man 8 times, wow, until the man die. Up to today, no one is held responsible. You say the country is stable. When today you have the criminal rate, I have the report right here, have increased by 25% from the regime of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to that of President Weah in this time. Don't believe it. Go to the Ministry of Gender recent report. The Ministry of Gender recent report on domestic violence. Liberia, I say other people in Liberia, go there. It tells us that rape and domestic violence has increased. According to the Ministry of Gender report, it has increased. But yet they say, you say Liberia is stable. Okay, no problem, we'll move ahead. But you said something that is very, very much important. You said government create the environment for, growth, for progress, and etc. All of these reports that I've just enumerated will tell you that the environment is not safe. Like the most recent one, like I said, you can go there. I'm just right in front of it here, so you can go to the 2025 Investment Climate Report on Liberia. So when you read that report and read from other reports, the most recent 2025, when you read from that report will tell you that there are troubling signs in Liberia relative to the environment, as far as a conducive environment that will promote peace, that will promote investment, etc. They are concerned. And we are seeing it. Let's even forget about our feeling, or let's forget about people. I know some of us will be able to talk on the issue based on what people tell us. But let us go beyond that. Let us read what is on the paper, and let us hear from outside of our comfort zone. If you want to discuss the issue, frank and fair and be balanced, Don't just listen to people who, you know, maybe you are associated with. Ask other people. On a daily basis, people are speaking out. There's the reason why we are seeing a nationwide protest. What is happening with this particular SONA report is a nationwide protest from Liberians that will make the government to even come up and now start confessing that they were dishonest, that they were not truthful, they were not fair to the Liberian people. It's because Liberian people are not protesting maybe in the common way that we've seen it. It's a new wave of protest against the government, where Liberians say we will not sit down and allow the government to lie to us. We'll use the internet, we'll use our TikTok, we'll use every other social media handles that we have to expose the government. And today we are seeing it, that even the people who believe in this government, people who put their lives down for this particular government, these people are saying that we are frustrated. For you to tell the Liberian people 70,000 jobs and just be vague like that, where is the 70,000 jobs? In which one of the sector? Why didn't he name specifically those areas? Hey man, for God in heaven's sake, we are here in the US, man. We ought to be very fair, balanced, and not bow down to the whims and caprices of people who maybe they are part of our organization and we support them. So therefore, anything they say, we must say it. We ought to be very fair because our eating pay not in the people's pocket. We're not like some of people who following behind them who say, yeah, we are going, yeah, they may read this, that. We are independent people. We spent billions of dollars in the economy. We remit good money back. So we ought to be very, very sincere. What the president said, it will not hurt any of us to say, look, there were missteps. Like I like what Mr. Gateway, said from the very beginning, that he did not see from his own analysis. I'm not being very verbatim, but from his own analysis, the statement that the president gave is just too vague, that he cannot bow by it. That is what we call patriotism then display insincerity. That's why he's telling us. It is not that he don't have issues. He may have issues. But again, for him to even come to say, no, they think what the president talking, I see no, I can't just believe it to run with it. That is patriotism and he must be commended. And that's what I expect other people to do, especially when we support an institution. We must be fair and sincere to those institutions. Liberia is on a free fall. The nation is retrogressing. We must say it as per the report. The president was giving a report that was encapsulated with lies. There's the reason why his ministers are now embarrassed and they are coming up now to tell the Liberian people that no, that's the president, we know where he take it from. It's not easy.
Thank you.
People, we don't know where it's coming from.
Thank you, Mr. Sheriff. I would like to stay with you and pose a challenge to you based on a statement that was made by Mr. Boda earlier. He said because of the political institution that you support, you cannot possibly see anything that looks like progress in this administration. So I would like to pose a challenge to you as far as the nation's state of the state of the nation in this administration. Do you see anything any positive that you can point to from this administration, whether it was mentioned in the SONA or not? Do you see anything positive?
A patriot is one who is very sincere and fair, not only to himself, but to his conscience and to the reality that is on ground. What we are seeing in Liberia, I can tell you.
I would just like for you to answer the question if you don't mind. Do you see any positive for this administration?
Unfortunately, I am not really seeing a positive in any one of the sectors.
Not even 1% for any sector?
Well, like I said from the very beginning, I must be fair and sincere to my own conscience and to what I'm reading and to what people are saying. I am not really seeing any kind of growth in any area as far as we are concerned. The only thing that I'm seeing is that the progress that was made under His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah, like for example, in the area of freedom of speech, even at that, it has been trampled upon because we've seen the government official beating on people like Jeremy Pia the last time he beat on the journalists. So in some of the area, we are just stagnated to where President Weah left it. But unfortunately, I'm not seeing any growth in any one of the areas because the records have shown that, not just me, but the common people have shown that there is no growth. You're listening to one of... Okay.
Thank you very much. And just for the record and just to clarify, you don't see any progress whatsoever except progress that were already made by the previous administration. I just wanted to clarify that. We're running short on time, guys. I would like to hear more on this discussion, but I just can't add a lot more time to this show. So again, Mr. Boda, you can include this final question in your conclusion. If about the 70,000 jobs that were created, I think Mr. Sherry raised a very good point because it's a vague statement. We don't know where in what sectors those jobs were created. If you want to expand on that, please do so in your closing remark. And Mr. Gateway, do you? I know you say you refuse to accept. You refuse to accept that number coming from the administration. Now, the question I would like for you to include in your closing is like what would you like to see the administration to expand on as far as that SONA is concerned? And Mr. Sheriff, you've made a statement that I'm still processing because I mean is the new administration, there has to be some level. Maybe I'm being biased. I'm just speaking freely here, but I didn't get any like percentage of progress. I would like for you to expand more on that when you give me your closing statement. And if there's something, I'm not asking you to point to something if it's not there, but I'm just trying to make me and the audience understand is how can you look at this administration and not see anything positive. If you can expand on that, I'm not asking you to name anything. If it's not there, it's not there. Again, you said you have to be honest to these intellectual arena. You have to be honest with yourself and X, Y, and Z. So I'm giving that to you. But again, guys, those of you watching us, it's been a very, very, very productive and enticing conversation here today. We'll be here next week, same time, same network, and to bring you another round of discussions. Until then, let's get our final take from our panelists here. And Mr. Sherry, since you came last, I would like to take you last. I'd like to start with Mr. Giwa. Give us a closing remark on this episode, and then we'll take Mr. Boda, and then you, Mr. Sheriff. Mr. Giwa, are you here?
I'm here.
Give us this is what we draw the curtain to give us a closing remark on this episode.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. What I'm looking at, first of all, I was thinking about comparing the both administration. And what I see here, we are really, really struggle. He did not do anything. If I could read, you listen to that, Mr. Sherry. He was charged with extra judiciary killing. He did all those things was doing the administration. Struggle, corruption was a peak compared to Boakai. It's on the screen. So one of the things that I am not really sure of is the 70. I don't know what statistic or where this statistic came from. It could be true. It could be lie. I don't know. But for the shorter periods of time, if we are comparing or gave a demographic of who working in Liberia, we will come up with that statistics, but I don't see it that is there. I think Mr. Boakai is exaggerating or using some figurative expression to exaggerate what went on. What we call hyperbole. Probably that's there where he spoke from. And we should accept it. We should accept that too. It's part of the English that we should understand when I speak it. Maybe there were Mr. Boakai. Or else he was using future. And I listen. He said focusing on creating. That could be future continue. Or let me say present continue.
Thank you.
So maybe there where Mr. Boakai came from. Well, yeah, we have to understand the language.
Yeah, maybe President Boakai was speaking for the future. Maybe he creating those jobs. But I think it was pretty clear when he said created. So let's go to Mr. Martin Boda. You can talk to us like Mr. Sheriff raised earlier. Talk to us because you can't just make, or let's be honest here, you can't just make. Mr. Boda, it's your time. I will come to you. I wish you had came on the show earlier, but because you made a very good point. You can't just make a vague statement. 70,000 is a very big number for 2 years. 70,000. Mr. Boda,
So,
let's hear you out.
so
Talk to us.
I don't know what made you think that 70,000 is a big number.
For 2 years, 70,000
you got
jobs
over, you got a population of over 6 million people. I mean, 5.5 million people, and 70,000 is a big number for you.
in 2 years
No,
creating jobs.
they say that they created 70,000 jobs in a month.
It's
So
your time to let us know.
this is not 70,000 that he said. This is not 70,000 jobs that were reported in December. We created 70,000 jobs in December or January.
But Mr.
Right?
Wola,
So,
excuse me, just a second.
let me finish. Let me finish. So 70,000 jobs within 2 years, and you got variety of sector within the country. You got the agriculture sector, the construction sector, the business environment, all of these sectors creating jobs. So you can't tell me that none of the area have created a job. If you're going to tell me that all of the sector all of the business sector, all of the agriculture, all of the various economic sector within the republic have not created a job, then I will agree that the president there's no fight in the story. Okay,
Mr.
so
Bola,
they
do
are.
you have
Let me,
evidence?
brother. Let me
No,
finish.
no.
You said for you, he
Mr.
said the man
Mr.
spoke in the
Gewa,
future.
Mr. Gewa,
So
you're breaking
you got
protocol,
all
but
the various sectors
I'm
within
sorry,
the
guys.
economy that is functional and working. And if you in your mind believe that none of these sectors are creating jobs, then Mr. Boga is a liar.
But Mr. Boda,
Okay,
if
let me finish. Let me finish. I'm not going to the way what you
go
want.
ahead,
You're not going to get
go
it.
ahead, go ahead,
And
Mr. Boda.
on the part of Brother Sharif, here, like I said to you earlier, he's not going to admit to anything. Nothing happened in Liberia. Nothing has been done. The government has not done anything. So, if for 6 years Georgia did not do, that means Georgia did not do anything in Liberia. If all of these things are high to the higher level, Georgia left all of those problems there, and he has not moved. Pocket has not moved the needle anywhere. So we do agree that Georgia did not do anything. He just admitted to the fact that they didn't do anything. They plunged the country into a complete disaster and unstable that nobody had done anything to stabilize it. That's Mr. Cherry's argument. He said it on the show. He made that clear to us here to understand that. But I do know that Liberia is stable and moving in the right directions. There is growth in the economy. There is stability in the price of stable commodity in the country. And people are progressing. So I strongly believe in this government, and they're doing their best to do everything possible to pull Liberia from where it was from the past regime. The only government in the Republic of Liberia ever had the worst sanction, the worst atrocity created all along within the period of 6 years. He knows that. And the global society knows that. How many in the Republic of Liberia need one government that had the most sanction ever reached to the CDC government that was penalized for corruption? The records are there. So if the CDC think that they did better, we'll see that in the view mirror. When we see that fall, we'll see that 2029. But as of now, I see CDC in the view mirror. They are in my view mirror. I don't see that fall. I see that in the view mirror on the 2029 they can come with new agenda. But
Thank you.
of now, it's just a talking point.
Thank you, Mr. Boda. Let me give you 30 more seconds and ask you this question. In what sector
Yes, sir.
for the majority of this job created? In what sector? Because I don't think you answered that question at all.
What I'm saying? He said I didn't answer what question. In
I
what
will
sector?
give you 30 more
I
seconds.
told you in the construction created more jobs. Agriculture, the petty, the local marketing, the all the commercial market, commercial
You have the numbers
trailers.
on how many jobs those sectors created.
I'm not going to give you specific number in it. I'm
Is
not
there
going to give
any
you specific in this industry. I am not going to give you that.
But that was a very specific. Is there any way we can find those numbers? Like any ministry website?
Well, you can go and search and and to go to the labor department and you'll find that information. You can go and search it. I'm not going to give it. I'm not in the statistics.
Thank you very much. Let's hear from Mr. Sherry.
You know, it's interesting when you are trying to defend the, somebody will say the undefendable, something that you cannot defend. It becomes very embarrassing, and I don't want, you know.
I don't know. I'm
us
embarrassed. I gave you
to-
sector where all the job, all the development
Hey,
sector,
let
and
me learn
if
that.
no job was created in a 2-year bucket as in office, then you're like, damn, I'm a liar.
Chief,
And you
let
tell me that no job bucket are not created, no jobs. But like for you, you are not doing anything. So there's no reason to say anything. You have not said that bucket did anything. The moderator asked you, and you could not answer that question. Nothing has changed in your eyes. So I don't know what happened for you to know that it did something in the country.
me learn that, Chief. And you tell your own.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Let me tell my own. There are a few things that you must understand. That if you want to talk about job creation, you must be very specific with a number. And I have a data here of the total employment created by the government of Liberia, in especially the SOEs, state-owned enterprises, you know, a sector like the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Ministry of Public Works, Liberia Electricity Corporation, Liberian Agency for Community Empowerment, etc. So I'm just going to, let me see if we can turn this around. Okay, I don't think so. But let me see. Here you see where I'm speaking from. I think you can see these reports right here. I'm trying to do a report for something, and I have all of these reports here. Luckily, I think you can see them. Now, if you want to tell me that the government created, according to Joseph Newman Boyka, he said, we created. And then you are coming now to tell the Liberian people that is in the future, hey, my people, while it is true that sometimes English can be difficult, but I understand that when you say created, it may already exist. It already happened. There's nothing in the future. That's what I say. Let's be sincere. When Mr. Boyka spoke, he said, we have created. It means it is already there. But unfortunately, no one can point to any one of the sector. I can point to a sector, for example, in the area, the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Under the government of His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah, before he could leave office, the number of persons that were gainfully employed was 5,000. And let me tell you the areas that the employment came from. The area the employment came from the Ministry of Youth and Sports is the National Youth Service Program. The National Youth Service Program was able to gainfully employ, if we are to break the number down, which I'm not going to do because we don't have a time. But when you look at the National Youth Services Program, provided employment opportunity for young people. When you look at the National Cadet Program that makes up this particular 5,000, when you look at the National Cadet Program, it employed that empowerment, and there were young people who were employed in that area. When you look at the business setup support, there was serious employment. The videos are over where President Weah was able to give the amount of $3 million to the Liberian Business Association through the bank, that you can go and apply for it, you know, with all of the requisite documents, and that amount will be given to you. These are all things that you see there. When you look at the public works program, where we had the bridge and waterways program, the people, the old man there who under the Weah-led administration for 4 years, they were employed keeping our city clean, you know, sweeping the streets and trying to make sure that everything is okay. It is there. You see that number. They were gainfully employed. When this government took over, what happened? What did they do? That program, they squashed that program. The almost 700 persons that were taken from the the EPS, the Executive Protection Services, almost 700 people were laid down. Only because, according to Joseph Newman Boyka, President Weah employed them. He said them down. These people, they were downsized. Let's look at the Transport Ministry. As I speak to you, do you know that there are currently downsizing going on at the Ministry of Transport? No, let's look at the Freeport. Do you know that at the Freeport, the last time they put up the document that they were putting down almost about 136 employees? No, let's look at the LRA, Liberia Revenue Authority. Do you know that recently, in fact, it was just about 4 months ago, they put out a circular where they said they will be putting down 125 persons, but it will be done in phases. And the first 35 is already done. And they will be implementing it in phases. You saw that. The information is all over. It's not something that I'm making up. So for you to come here and say, oh yeah, that's true, you know, in that sector, you've now named one to give us a specific number like we are doing here. You've not. Look, let's be sincere to ourselves to call this out whenever it is wrong, to say it is wrong. I'm not going to dive into somebody say, President Weah, domestic this, that. We are not talking about President Weah here. You know what we are talking about? We are talking about a rescue government who the Liberian people said will give you an opportunity. So for you to stay calm and be telling us about President Weah, then it means you don't have an agenda to convince the people. It means you don't even have anything of tangible to tell the people what you are doing. If I see people still talking about, oh, the time President Weah were there, and my bread will not get butter inside, and my kobo will not get salt inside, then it means that up to now you have not put your feet down. Because the reason why you supported Joseph Numa Boyka is to ensure that these things are done away with. But today, for you to come and still be talking about President Weah, and this is the reason why President Weah is coming back 2029. Nobody can stop it. Because even up to now, you have not gotten over it yet. That President Weah is not the president. All of our colleagues that talked here previously and all the others, they will not be specific in any area of employment. Look at the security sector. No, don't believe me. Believe the report that just came up from NAMO, a local NGO that is highly respected and credited by other international NGOs. NAMO report talk about the issue of insecurity in Liberia. Go to the Ministry of Gender website. What the Ministry of Gender website say? Their own report is giving an increase in domestic violence. But you can't hear that. You want to tell me, say, my friend say, you think a friend say we here for? No, we here for the reality. Everything that we are seeing in Liberia, that's what I said, with where President Weah left the progress, some of it is still there. But unfortunately, some are seriously declining. Like, for example, let's look at the area of security, the rule of law. Don't believe me, go to the MCC report. What the MCC report said about the rule of law. No, you go there and tell me why it says, because I'm going to tell you. The rule of law, the MCC report said Liberia will dismally performed. Let's look at good governance in the MCC report. The MCC report told us that we were at 100%, but now we have declined to about 30 plus maybe percent. And you come here to tell us that we are doing well, we are progressing, then you can't name the area that we are progressing. Look at agriculture. The man who said that he's an agriculturalist, he's a guru. This man has not been able to move a needle in the agriculture sector. Where President Weah left it, that the place stay here. But he said, we must believe that Liberia, we are progressing, we're going forward. Mr. Boda, this is 2026. You got to be honest to yourself. If I'll borrow from the late legend of the reggae music, our own, how you call Lucky Dube. He said, please, I'm not Lucky Dube. I said, no, I think it's Peter Tosh or one of them. He said, be honest to yourself. Please be honest to yourself. At 2026, be honest to yourself. And if you are honest, the people who you think you are defending, you will know that you are sincere.
Bro, Jerry?
Yes, sir.
Go look at yourself in the mirror.
Thank you very much.
Look at yourself in the mirror, yeah?
Thank you very much, Mr. Boda.
That's all I can tell you. When you go home tonight, or when you home tonight, look at yourself in the mirror before you talk about honesty.
Thank you.
Look at yourself in the mirror first. Look at yourself in the mirror. Go and so search yourself in the mirror.
Thank you, Mr. Boda, Mr. Sheriff, Mr. Giwa.
If you see any wrong, if you see anything yourself, you come back and talk to me.
You're breaking protocol on the show. But again, thanks to each and every one of you panelists, and more importantly, thanks to those of you that joined us today for this episode. We will be back here next week, same time, same network. So make sure you tune in. But for now, this is where we'd like to draw the curtain. This is the Liberia Radio and Television.
Come back, man, Sherry. Don't run away. Come back. Now when they talk about the sauna, you came here today.
Thank you. Hope to see each and every one of you. Hope to see each and every one of you next week. But for now, You guys have a pleasant, good evening.
Thank you, then.
Peace,
Thank
peace, brothers. Good night.
Thank you.
Stories told with pure intention. Every voice gets full attention. Building trust without contention.